Hey friends, what's up? Ash here, welcome back to Gents. It is summer, at least here in the US. And today I've got my 10 designer fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing this summer, 2023. So let's check them out. As always, guys, they're gonna be linked in the description below, so feel free to check them out down there. And I am not officially including this fragrance in the top 10 because I am obviously biased, but I will for sure be wearing my fragrance, Blue Ridge, a boatload this summer. Blue Ridge is a fragrance that I creatively directed. You can find this in every Perfumania and every fragrance outlet store in the United States. And you can also find it linked below on Michael Malul's website, where you can pick it up using the code GENTSCENTS for 20% off. This one I specifically made for spring and summer usage. I mean, yeah, it's a blue fragrance, so you can wear it whenever, but I wanted it to work extremely well when it was hot out. Very fresh and sweet and a massive compliment puller. Again, I'm biased because I creatively directed it, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it because I am gonna be wearing it a bunch. All right, let's crack into the top 10. Here we go. Number 10 is gonna be Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche. This has grapefruit, ginger, apple, vetiver, and ambroxan as some of the notes in the fragrance, and it has an amazing smelling opening. It's very fresh and sweet, and the citrus has a little bit of a natural feel to it. It's not as zingy or tart as some other fragrances that have come out here lately that have a more natural smelling citrus off the top. This one does lean, as I said, a little bit more toward the sweet side of things, but it makes it a great compliment puller, very versatile. My wife is in love with this stuff, and it has enough of a light classiness to it that you can wear this to the office very easily as well. Number 9 is one from Jimmy Choo, and it is Man Ice. And this is a fragrance that I've really liked from Jimmy Choo ever since it came out, and I think it may actually be just my favorite Jimmy Choo fragrance for men, period. This one has citron, bergamot, apple, musk, and ambroxan as some of the notes in the fragrance. It's a scent that has been very inexpensive ever since it came out, which don't hurt. I mean, if you can pick this up at discounters for a really, really low price, a clearance bin, a bargain budget price, and then the scent slaps, yeah, I'll take that. So yeah, it's been very affordable at discounters pretty much ever since it came out, and it has a similarity to Dior Homme Cologne. So it smells a little bit like that one, especially off the top. So it's got a little bit of this icy lemonade kind of vibe, extremely refreshing, amazing for when it's really hot out. The only drawback with this one is that the performance is so-so. But when it comes to the quality and bang for your buck that you get from Jimmy Choo Man Ice, I think that's one of the best cheapies for summertime that you can get when it comes to designers. Number 8, a little bit of a fragrance community darling, this one, Missoni Wave. C notes, citrus, lavender, and vetiver, some of the notes in this one, and it smells a bit similar to Versace Pour Homme or Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Very nice performance for an aquatic type fragrance, beautiful presentation, magnetic cap. Oh yeah, it does it all. And Missoni Wave is another fragrance that at discounters really doesn't cost all that much. So there is a ton to love about this one as well. If you're looking for an aquatic fragrance with a clean edge to it that has actual surprisingly good performance, check Missoni Wave out. This stuff is great. Number 7, I'm gonna tell you straight up, is a killer fragrance. It's from Jean Paul Gaultier. You can still find this one at discounters, and it is Le Male on Board. Tonka, bergamot, and geranium, some of the notes in the fragrance. You would think with the name On Board and the look of the bottle that it's gonna be a very overly fresh, seawater, marine type of scent. I mean, everything about this anyway screams that it's just gonna be a out of the shower aquatic. Now it is fresh and it is clean, but it has a solid amount of sweetness to it and a decent amount of depth from the tonka that's in here. Because there's a pretty good amount of tonka actually. There's also bergamot off the top, there's geranium in there. So it does stay very clean and fresh all the way through, but it's got this really nice vanilla-like sweetness that comes out immediately as soon as you spray it on, with the bergamot having kind of an effervescence to it off the top as well. And it just makes this fragrance such an attention grabber, like I said. Number 6 is Versace Man Eau Fraiche. So at least when it comes to the fragrance community, Man Eau Fraiche kind of gets overlooked a little bit compared to things like Dylan Blue or all the Versace Eros fragrances. And I've said this before, and you can actually go back and watch an old Versace video that I did, like top 5 best Versace or my 5 favorite Versace, something like that. I did it in like 2017, I think. But at the time, Man Eau Fraiche was my favorite. And then after a while, you know, of me wearing the fragrance, I just kind of was over it and moved on to other things. But now that it's been a while since I've worn it, I'm kind of coming back around on it. I'm sure a lot of you out there can relate, maybe not with fragrances necessarily, but maybe with like a restaurant that you used to go to, or a food you used to eat all the time, or music you used to listen to. And then you kind of wear it out, and then you stop, and then enough time passes and you go back to it and you're like, oh yeah, this stuff is awesome. Why did I ever stop eating this or listening to this or whatever? Same thing with this. It's got lemon, bergamot, starfruit, cedar, and musk as some of the notes in the fragrance. The opening is just extremely appealing, so easygoing. The starfruit gives it a little tropical touch, mixing together with that citrus bomb of an open. And it's another one that still, to this day, works extremely well if you're talking about getting compliments. And that's because this one is both fresh and sweet, and it is not divisive at all. Like, you're gonna be very hard pressed to find somebody who dislikes the way that smells. And that takes me to number 5. This is the other fragrance that is working its way back into my rotation, and it is Gucci Guilty Pour Homme. Just the original Gucci Guilty, the EDT. Lavender, lemon, cedar, patchouli, and orange flower, some of the notes in that fragrance. It is a scent that has kind of a soapy cleanliness to it. It's got a nice classiness as well. It's a scent that you can wear basically anywhere. Yes, it has been hated on over the years, but it just works. Not too sweet. I mean, there's a tinge of sweetness in there, but that's not really the focal point. It's more so this lavender and citrus combo with clean woods underneath. And the way the lavender is used in Gucci Guilty doesn't crop up quite as much nowadays in new fragrances as it used to. So now it actually kind of stands out a little more than when it first came out, which makes it even better. Number 4, Hermes, Terre d'Hermes, Eau Givre. Citron, juniper, woody notes, and mineral notes. Some of the notes in the fragrance. Now, I spoke about this a little bit with the Lacoste earlier on in the video, having a natural sort of citrus in the opening. And this one has that as well, but it does have a little more tartness, a little more of a rindiness than the Lacoste does. But it's balanced out nicely with sweetness here off the top as well. And as it dries down, that almost sparkling minerality works wonders. Nice clean woodiness in here as it dries down as well. Terre d'Hermes Eau Givre. You can wear this stuff whenever you want. I think it is absolutely killer. Just fantastic. So yeah, that one, love it. Absolutely love it. Number 3, Acqua di Gio Profondo. This comes with the caveat that I have not smelled the new Acqua di Gio Parfum as of when I'm filming this video, but as of right now, the one I would go for during summer is Profondo. And I'm guessing that Parfum is gonna smell a lot like Profumo, and assuming that's the case, I would still go Profondo over Profumo for summertime for me personally. It's got bergamot, sea notes, mastic, lavender, and mineral notes as well. It's also got cypress in here, so you have a nice kind of green edge to the fragrance, a modernized take on the Acqua di Gio DNA, made a little bit more masculine for today's taste. Not as much of an emphasis on florals here as compared to the original Acqua di Gio. Instead, you're getting that minerality and those woody green notes. Still has the freshness of Acqua di Gio, still has the wearability of Acqua di Gio. One of my most complimented fragrances of all time is the original Acqua di Gio. But a big reason it's my most complimented of all time is because of how many years I've had to wear it. If you're talking about nowadays, Profondo does much better. Just an absolute beast of a scent, Acqua di Gio Profondo, number 3. Number 2 is a fragrance that I got in like 3 days ago. It's from Issey Miyake, and it's L'Eau d'Issey Vetiver. So obviously this is the newest flanker in the L'Eau d'Issey wood line of fragrances, I guess we'll call it that. The last 2 fragrances in this line did not really blow me away. I thought Wood and Wood was okay. It's a nice casual fragrance, office safe fragrance, but not something where I was completely mind blown. And then Ocide, just really not my thing. I don't think it's very good. Vetiver though, this stuff works for me. This stuff really, really, really does it for me. It reminded me the first time I sprayed it on of the feeling of wearing the original low DC when it came out. So you have ginger in here, you have clary sage, obviously vetiver. You also have dreamwood. Yeah, dreamwood. You do have a bit of that low DC citrus off the top, but it's not as prominent. It's still there, just not quite as much of an emphasis on that as in the OG. Actually, the very first day I got this in, I sprayed it on my hand. That was probably 2 p.m. or so. And the next morning, when I took a shower, I could still smell it on my hand. Now, it was not projecting at that point, but if I did this, I could still pick up the vetiver coming off. So that one I very much enjoy. It's going to appeal more to guys probably middle-aged and older, and it's going to appeal to you even more so if you have any sort of attachment to the original low DC. Number 1, Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Italian Love. Yes, I know Summer Vibes came out, and I like Summer Vibes, but I like this more, and my wife likes this a lot more. Grapefruit, bergamot, green notes, musk, and vetiver, some of the notes in Italian Love. And the citrus opening here is just absolutely lights out for me. It's stunning. I think it is so good for a designer summertime scent. Now, if you don't like a big blast, and I mean a big blast of citrus off the top in your fragrances, this probably won't work for you. But if you do, you have got to check this out. Those green notes there do help give it a modern kind of flair because in case you haven't noticed, green notes are in right now. Lots of fragrances coming out nowadays have some green facet to them, and it works extremely well in Italian Love, and it's done in a very clean, modern way, those woods as it dries. Italian Love is a top-notch summertime fragrance, and for me, number 1. So there we go, top 10 designers for summer 2023. All of these keeping it fresh, a lot of them extremely classy as well. I love each and every one of these. Thank you all for hanging with me. Let me know in the comments what you're gonna be wearing this summer. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.